Flashy news. Only on ParanoidRadio.com, bringing you Flashy Fridays.
Tony boy.
Testicles, 1, 2, testicles. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Paranoid Radio Podcast. I am your humble host, Trebles Garcia. I want to thank the Lord for allowing me to be here today. I want to thank you for allowing me to enter your space. All right. Yo, we're doing this shit rugged today. Oh, shit. Yo, I want you guys to check us out at paranoidradio.com. Paranoidradio.com. Check out the Patreon, check out the shirts, and make sure you cough up one of those shirts for those dudes in your life. Check on your dudes. Dudes' lives matter. That doesn't stop. That doesn't stop in June. It continues every single day of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, some of us are going through some hellhole shit. Some of us have broken computers. Some of us have broken cars. But we're here, rocking the fucking cages and striking with the iron's hot. Please allow me to introduce my deep state correspondent, business owner, patriot, co-host, Flash for Flashy_News 1. What's up, dog?
Reporting for duty, sir. We're
Oh,
here no
yeah.
matter what. Rain or shine, baby. Broken technology doesn't matter. Not going to stop us from getting out this information because information is a weapon in the information war. Let's go.
Woo! He fucking said it all in less than 5 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check him out. And follow him on Instagram at Flashy_News1. He is under shadow ban now. Again, for the 4th time in 1 month. I don't know how the fuck you do that shit. You breaking and being, but they won't take you down because they know that at the end of the day, they need the people on this side of town, on this side of the spectrum, to continue using their fucking tools, their Instagram platform. So, having said that, bro, you have some information you want to talk about. This episode's called Debate Uncovered. All right. But right before the debate and right before we even cover anything that happened, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump is the closest thing to Jesus Christ. I believe that more than ever. Sorry, Jesus, I'm being blasphemous. I'm just trying to put up a point here. But you said SCOTUS? Get into it, bro.
Oh, yeah. So you want to start with that? No problem. So, yeah, big ruling coming out of the Supreme Court of the United States. Actually, a lot of big rulings the last couple of weeks. But this one has to do with a couple of things. January 6th defendants, right? They were being charged with this obscure law that's never been used the way that the DOJ is using it. It's an obstruction law that runs with a 15-year sentence. And it was originally for the Enron. It was like this conspiracy that happened a long time ago, and people burned documents, and essentially it was a law saying if you burn documents, you're guilty of a crime, essentially. And then so the DOJ used that law somehow that's never been used outside of that one case, the Enron case, right? And they applied it to hundreds of January 6th defendants in order to get them in jail, in order to keep them in pre-trial detention, so they couldn't get bail. So they, a lot of these people have not even had a sentencing hearing. They haven't even seen a judge yet. They've been in jail since January, and people don't even know what's going on with these people, bro. This shit is so crazy. How they're literally political prisoners. Like no one's even talking about it. So. Huge win for them. So this guy, he was an ex-Philadelphia police officer. He was at January 6th. He got caught up in the bullshit. And he was one that was charged with one. And so he's the one that brought this case, and it waited all the way up to the Supreme Court. And he lost in all the other courts. He kept losing. Finally got to the Supreme Court, and they decided that, you can't use this law the way the DOJ is using it. And the reason why it's huge is that there's a lot of January 6th defendants that are only there because of this one thing. Because a lot of them didn't even go inside. A lot of them were just around. So now they're saying even if you were around, you were obstructing this proceeding of this fake elector count, right? Like, no matter what Joe Biden won the fuck, it doesn't matter if they count him right there the next day. It doesn't matter. Like there was nothing. There was just a procedure. Nothing. There was no stopping the power given. Like none of that happened. It was so fucking ridiculous, right? So, and that's what the Supreme Court essentially was saying is that you can't use it that way. And the fact that the DOJ did use it that way just shows how it's been weaponized, how it's pretty much Soviet Union level shit that we're dealing with.
They using it against Trump at every single fucking level. In fact, even trying to be used against them during the fucking debate.
Exactly. And Trump was being charged with that too. He's actually being charged. So that's going to drop off of his charges. And, in one of the Jack Smith cases, right? Yeah. But I mean, and it was all for this, bro. Let's get into it, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, so I want to talk briefly about the debate. People are waiting to hear what the fuck we got to say about the debate. There was a lot of fucking flopping around. I expected a lot more flash, but I saw that Donald Trump was very, very well behaved. Yep. He kept composure, and a few times his microphone was cut off, but then he kind of got the hint. It was like, nah, wait. And he would keep his responses but under the minute. So much so that they would tell him, "Hey, you still got 60 seconds. Hey, you still got 80 seconds." And it's like, like he had his comebacks. He was rebuttaling a lot more of the time. And even Biden was like flopping, dude. I was expecting Biden to just fucking take a seat, bro. It was intense. Yeah,
it was really. It just really shows the geniusness of Trump, though, in a lot of ways, to even accept this debate, right? To even accept these terms of this debate was ridiculous. Everyone was like, it was such a bad idea. What do you have to gain from this? Like, why are you doing it so early? Like, he literally let the Biden administration pick it all. CNN, Jake Tapper, where it was in Atlanta, no people in the crowd, so people weren't cheering or booing. They didn't want no interruptions, and literally everything they wanted, right? And I was like, damn, like he's walking into a trap. But this is why, I don't even question Trump. He knows what he's doing. What he wanted to do was, number one, let's see if CNN was going to be fair. Because if they didn't, then it would just prove his point that he can't get a fair shake about anything. Everything's rigged, right? I was actually impressed with CNN last night. I think this was more about propping up Joe Biden. And I think they're on that. That's why it was fair, because they wanted to expose Joe Biden, too, to try to pressure him to get out. Because at this point, that's where it's going to have to come to. They were so fair to him, yo. They were so fair to him, right?
They were. I've seen that they let him rebuttal, so you would get, I guess, like a 2-minute question, an answer, a minute to answer, an answer to rebuttal, and then the last minute so that you could rebuttal the rebuttal, right? So it was like that was on the discretion of the host, or the moderator. So I'm like, okay, well, let's see what happens, because they're not gonna want to have Trump. I would think they don't want him to rebuttal. They want him to shut up. Dog, they let him speak. I was like, what the fuck? And they were asking Biden good questions. I was like, what?
Right. And like, they were like, it was like for real. And like, they weren't trying to say like, oh, like we don't, for not fact check, like, you know what I mean? Because Trump was actually hitting them with the cold hard facts, bro. Like, and Biden was trying to do like, the gaslighting, the talking about one, that he had, he accumulated more debt than anyone else. We had a fucking pandemic. And it was the people that the Democrats controlled Congress, and they wanted the spending bills. They're the one who passed it. He signed it. He didn't write the bill. You know what I mean? So you can't compare that to that. He lost all these jobs. There was a fucking pandemic, bro. Like,
and then you're trying to take you want to take credit for the jobs, dog. Like, that was post-pandemic. Everybody's going back to work, of course.
Bro, but the funniest part was fucking Biden repeated the hoax of the very fine people hoax. He was like, the only reason why I ran is because of Charlotte.
He said that a lot of times.
And he was like, because he said there were fine people on both sides. Bro, literally, Snopes just fact-checked this shit. Snopes, who hates our side, they actually, he didn't say that. Everyone knows he didn't say that. He said there were fine people on both sides except the neo-Nazis.
And his face was like,
bro, he looks so crazy, bro. I've never seen anything like it.
Real.
But I was actually sad for our country. That it's gotten to this. That it's gotten to this point. But it had to get to this point, because last night exposed so much. Not just Joe Biden. It exposed the media for this whole time running cover for this man, telling that we were crazy for pointing out the very obvious decline in this man's mental state, right? So now this is just more validity to us. There were some people out there that really thought Joe Biden was okay because they only watched one news coverage of him, MSNBC, that'll never show him in a bad light. So they really thought that this man was okay. That's why there was such a shockwave going on after this debate. People don't think it doesn't matter. And, oh my God, it's a movie. Yeah, we all know that, but it's still having a real effect in real time. You know what I'm saying? That it cannot be ignored. No matter how you feel about politics, it is downstream from culture. It is affecting culture now. It is actually, culture is downstream from politics. Everything is in politics, right? So this is a really pivotal point in the whole landscape of all of this, because so much was exposed last night. Not just Biden, the Democrat Party, how much they are panicked they are. But literally, they've been telling us the vice president that he's at the top of his game. The people in his cabinet, Buttigieg and all these fucking idiots, have been telling us he's at the top of his game. Are you fucking kidding? And you know what? He was at the top of his game because he had 8 days to fucking prep for it. They kept him in Camp David. They pumped him. They did whatever the hell they wanted. He could have slept all day. Nobody's seen him for 8 days. And they put him out there, and that's the best he's got. Bro.
No, and he murmured off the bat. I think it was on the first question. He was just, you know what, bro? I was gonna mention this, but when he was asking Donald Trump to denounce the Proud Boys, I didn't even understand what the fuck he was saying. And the only reason I found out that he was asking Trump if he would denounce the Proud Boys was because he looked at him and then asked him a question. And then Trump, I don't even think Trump even found out. I didn't even know he was asking him a question if it wasn't for the body language. I was like, wait, what? Wait, he asked him something.
Bro.
Oh, hey, did he say that? I just want to like take a little victory lap here. Did he say that the Border Patrol endorsed him?
That's what it said. That's what he said. He didn't really mean that, but that's what. And then the Border Patrol came out and said, "Hell no, we didn't fucking." Bro, it was so bad. It was so I couldn't almost watch it, bro. It was almost hard to watch. But you know what? There was a lot of people out there, like I said, that really thought Joe Biden was at the top of his game because it doesn't only expose, like I said, Joe Biden. It exposed the whole shit. They've been telling their own side, "Don't worry, Joe Biden's good." He's been raising all this money. He's been raising hundreds of millions of dollars because people think he's all right.
You think he's going to get replaced, bro?
I mean, this is the thing. It's not that easy, right? It's just not. It's really not. Their campaign financing laws, how you're going to shift that money from that to his campaign to somebody else's. I mean, technically, yeah, they could do it at the convention, at the Democrat convention. They can nominate whoever if they go behind his back, and they can go nominate whoever, but the thing is that his name is already being printed on ballots. Like, this shit ain't gonna be easy, bro. And you know what, if they do switch him out, it only reaffirms everything that we've been saying, that this fucking guy was senile the whole time. They denied it the whole time. So this is a national security threat, bro. You got the president of the United States that can't even stand up for an hour and a half and have a friendly debate without literally melting off the fucking screen, bro. So like there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, especially in the Democrat Party. They set Joe Biden up for this. They know who Joe Biden is. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sure Joe Biden really wanted to do it. And he wanted to do it. All right, you know what? Go ahead, Joe. Go knock yourself out. So I think they're setting him up to be switched out. Now they have to put enough pressure on him for either to do it himself or they can 25th Amendment him. If they 25th Amendment him, that's crazy, bro. That's his cabinet all getting together behind his back and saying he's not mentally capable of being the president. That's a coup d'etat, really. And that's what they said was going to happen to Trump. So all the things they said that were going to happen to Trump are happening to Biden, bro. Yo, it's hilarious, bro. So I think it's very possible. It's very possible they're going to do it.
I still think I have the fucking theory that it's gonna be Dwayne the Rock Johnson. And you know why I'm saying that? I know this could be off, and I know
that would be hilarious, bro.
It'll be hilarious. But he was at the Pentagon right before this fucking whole thing started off. About 2-3 years ago, he was at the Pentagon.
It's true.
And I don't know. Maybe I'm being the conspiratorial side of angels coming out of Trebles, and maybe I'm thinking too deep into it.
Who gives a shit? I think after seeing Gavin Newsom last night, he was Biden's surrogate. He was there representing the Biden campaign. They're definitely trying to trot him out. Gretchen Whitmer is another one, the governor of Michigan. Don't sleep on her, even though she's a commie and Michigan is a shithole now because of her. But that doesn't stop people from voting blue anyway. So they could trot her ass out. Michelle Obama, I think, is a distant option. I think
if they came up with Michelle Obama, bro, I'm a fucking laugh, dog.
And that's the thing, realistically, it sounds good, but realistically, she's not really popular outside of New York and California. She's not popular in swing states. She's not popular, you know what I mean, in the Midwest. She's not going to get any more votes than probably you would have already had on your Democrat base. And people are already hip to the game that Joe Biden was the third Obama term. You're going to want a fourth one now? You're going to put that motherfucker back in the White House after So, they're in a really tough spot, bro. But like always, an animal is most dangerous when it's wounded. These people are severely wounded. They got their tail between their legs. They got their asses kicked last night. And it wasn't just Joe Biden looked bad. It was Donald Trump looked good. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? He didn't look, but he actually sounded good, coherent. He had his facts in a row. He had the comparison between, now and 4 years ago, the Israeli war. You know what I mean? He's like, they got to finish that shit. And they do have to finish it. These dragged out wars is the fucking issue here.
You know what I like? You know what I like that he said? That's gonna resonate with the Palestinians. They asked him, would you be okay with giving Palestine back to the Palestinians? And he's like, we'll have to see. And then he switched,
Yeah.
he pivoted, and then he pivoted. But he replied with something positive, and that shows unity, bro, because it shows also that he's also trying to, he will have to see the
He
situation
wants
with
peace.
Israel. He wants
Yeah.
peace, bro.
That's
And
always it. That's
that's
always
huge,
it.
bro. Yeah.
But Israel, see, this is the thing about Israel. They are the key to peace in the Middle East. This is why Trump is a quote unquote Zionist. What do you think he's going to work with Iran? That's not a fucking option. The option is to put pressure on Iran to do the right thing. And the only way to do that is to sign peace deals with Israel, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, which were the Abraham Accords, which he actually did for the first time in like 80 years. There was peace in the Middle East, right? There was no bombs being dropped. Hamas was in their place, right? So that was part of it. Like you can't get that wheel moving without Israel. So it's not like
Right.
I always say, he is a strategist, not a Zionist. He's going to do whatever it takes to put this country first and to stop wars. That's what he did or did already as the president. Like it's not like you have to wonder what this man is about, bro. You know his policies. They work, and he's going to implement them 10 times harder this time because he's going to have a mandate. Bro, he wiped the fucking floor with Biden last night.
I have two more points with you. Assange is free. What the fuck and why?
Really, really weird, yo. Really weird. I don't feel good about this at all, even though I love Julian Assange. I think he's, obviously pretty much won Donald Trump the presidency in 2016 with leaking all of Hillary Clinton's emails. And that's actually where Pizzagate actually started. Didn't start with ping pong pizza. That was actually the psyop to make people look crazy. It was through the Hillary Clinton emails. They were talking about pizza parties, $100,000 pizza parties with little kids and shit. Yeah. And they were talking in code, right? So anyway, but that's where, and this is where Q is tied in too with Assange and WikiLeaks, and
Q.
Yeah, we're gonna tie these together, okay? Because this is so Q is the one. People have a misconception of Q, right? They think it's this wild thing, this Russian psyop, and it's those people that have actually never read a drop, never actually looked at the drops for what it actually is, what it actually means, right? And they say like, oh, like the dates are wrong in this. Yeah, like the dates are obviously wrong because what are you going to tell the fucking other side exactly when shit's going to happen? No, what it was Q is a roadmap, right? That's essentially what it was. It laid out the deep state's plan against Trump during Trump's presidency. And it was really a way to get information to the people to subvert the mainstream media narrative, which was dominant at that time in 2016, 2017, the Russia collusion hoax. It was really to debunk, it started out debunking the Russia collusion hoax. It gave us all the information about what was really going on, who was involved, the CIA, Ukraine, all of the shit. It tied in Barack Hussein Obama. It tied all the shit together, right? And then some people took that Q and then did their own thing, right? Made their own thing of it to make money, right? Just random patriots, we call them, right? Patriots, right? So they were, and then they gave Q this bad name because then they started making predictions, right? Based on what they felt Q was saying. They didn't say what actually Q said. They would say what they felt Q said. And then they took it, misconstrued it, and then it got into the mainstream, and then it was all this stuff. Really, if Q was such a fake psyop, Trump would have denounced it. And Trump was given the opportunity to denounce it many, many times, and he hasn't. Not only has he not denounced it, but he's actually retruthed Q posts. Okay, like nothing can stop what's coming. He knows exactly what it is, and what it really is about was always about saving the children. It was about stopping human trafficking. Q was actually the one that came out with the Epstein story before the Epstein story actually came out. It was the one. It was on the 4chan boards first. Okay, that's where people picked that up on. Okay, so it just connected a lot of these dots that nobody was connecting. It took a lot of conspiracy theories, gave them validity, and then there are these things called Q proofs, right? While Donald Trump was president, someone put on the board if Q is actually in the White House close to Trump, have Trump say tippy top in his next speech. His next speech was Easter with the little bunny, right? And one of the first words he said, "We're at the tippy top of our game." Okay, that was a little wink to us that Trump is absolutely involved with this movement. Okay, now just because it kind of went away, that we have the information. Q stopped posting a long time ago. He doesn't need to post anymore because we have the map. We have the map, and he laid it out an 8-year plan. 2024 is the final year of the plan. Okay, so yes, there is a plan. You don't have to trust it. You don't have to trust me. Okay, read your Bible. This is about duality. This is about good and evil. And yes, you know what? Q is a psyop, but it's a white hat psyop. There's black hat psyops. There's white hat psyops.
Yes.
There's good disinformation. There's bad disinformation.
I
and
said
Q
that
said
shit.
that they used
I said
Q
that
used
shit recently.
disinformation.
I said that you could use the Bible, as a Christian, you could use the Bible to hurt people's emotions and then take their money, and you could also use it to elevate the
Yep.
fucking consciousness. And that's fact. You
Right.
could use it for
And
both.
that's exactly what Q was. Okay, it was about ascension. It was about, and not only that, it built a community of truthers that felt safe speaking their mind to one another. And it built millions of people worldwide. The Great Awakening, that was a Q phrase. Okay, the Great Awakening, that started with that. Okay,
Was
and that's
this,
what happened. We just had
was
the dates wrong.
Assange
It's 2024.
was the liberation of Assange in a Q drop?
Yes, right. So right, that's how we're going to tie this back. So Q said Q actually would talk to people like Q. You could ask him questions back then when he was active, right? And he would answer sometimes. And someone said like, "What's up with Hassan?" Simply said June ETA, estimated time of arrival, June. Didn't say
Get the
year.
fuck out, dog.
Come on,
Get
and
the
like this is
fuck out,
all
dog.
over. Like there's so many Q foods like this, bro. Like it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like I'm not into it as a lot of other people, but it did point me in the right directions on a lot of things, and it got me understanding who really Trump was. That's what Q did for me, right? So you can have your opinions about it, but before you do, judge for yourself. Go read the drops. Q.pub, right? That's what qpost.pub, and just go check it out for yourself. See what's up. That's all.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would suggest you
But wait,
guys do
Hassan,
your homework.
I just want to say one more thing about
Hit
Hassan.
it, hit it.
So interesting timing, right? All of a sudden, we labeled this man, our government labeled this man a traitor, labeled this man espionage, leaking information, working with Putin, working with Russia. And, Assange leaked a lot of information about the DNC. He's the one, the Seth Rich. Everybody remembers Seth Rich, right? That was the guy who worked for Bernie Sanders, and he was murdered, right? And he was Julian Assange's source for the WikiLeaks because he got the shit from the DNC because he worked for Bernie Sanders, and he found out that Hillary Clinton was rigging the primary against Bernie, and so he released all this information, and then he got killed for it the very next day by an MS-13 gang member, and then that MS-13 gang member ended up dead the next day. So that's how you know it's a deep state hit. Okay, so yeah, they killed that motherfucker, and so Julian Assange knows all this information, right? So why would they release him now? But as soon as they released him, he was ordered to delete all of the DNC files, all of the WikiLeaks files. It's all gone off their fucking website. That shit was up. I mean, people have saved it, but they made him do that, right? So, or is he going to come out with something right in November too against Trump or something? You know what I mean? I don't know why they let this guy out all of a sudden and they labeled him a traitor and all this shit. Yeah, it was a popular thing for Biden to do, right? For the libertarians. But I don't think he's trying to buy votes that much to let this guy walk free. He just had to fucking delete some emails, and that was it.
Do you think this motherfucker has some shit on Trump? That's a fucking.
But this is the thing. Somebody asked Julian Assange, why don't you ever release anything on Trump? This was in 2016. He looked at the camera and said, because there isn't any. Simple as that. That's what he said, right? So I don't think there is any, but could he create something, like for your freedom, bro? What would you do? My man's been in jail. Like, I don't know. It's just the timing is weird, bro. And then I thought maybe because it was before the debate, but he didn't even bring it up. So it wasn't even a part of that. And then Trump said he was going to pardon him day one of his second administration. That's not something you do your first administration. That's why he didn't do it the first one. Not enough people were aware. Not enough people were hip to what was going on. Now he was going to do it a second term, right? So then Biden
walking in eggshell. Yeah, walking on eggshells here.
It's just weird, bro. A lot of weird stuff going on. There's going to be a lot of Hail Marys thrown by the other side. They're getting really desperate, especially after the debate. Let's see what they do, man. Head on a swivel. I'm expecting a terrorist attack in the next 4 months for sure, bro. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Whether it's going to be a deep state hit or not, it's going to be one or the other. And I think that's going to throw us into turmoil. And, they're going to try to lock us up for national security reasons. And, they can't stop the election, but it might scare enough people maybe to, I don't know, stay home, vote by mail or something. That's worst case scenario I see. But that's,
But dog, I'm fucking shook, dog, because it makes a lot of fucking sense, man. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yo, this episode is dropping in the next fucking 30 minutes. That is Flash _News 1. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check him out on Instagram. Follow his shit is under fucking rated right now. They have the fucking cops, the IG cops all over his fucking posts. Make sure you follow him on Flashy _News 1, or you can make sure you check him out. Also, he's also on the link in bio on Paranoid Radio on Instagram. Check us out at paranoidradio.com and drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This allows other people to enjoy the show as much as I enjoy making it. I'm over here studying because you got me shook, bro. I'm over here thinking, what the fuck am I gonna do in California? This is one of the states that hasn't been hit by anything. I'm like, dog, this could very well be. This is scary, dog. It's fucking scary to think about some shit like that.
Listen, just be aware. That's it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Stay vigilant, guys. Yeah.
Pray.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much.
Yo, love, bro.
I'm over here thinking, what the fuck am I gonna do in California? It's one of the states that hasn't been hit by anything. I'm like, dog, like, this could very well be. This is scary, dog. It's fucking scary to think about some shit like that.
Listen, just be aware. That's it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Stay vigilant, guys. Yeah.
Pray.
Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much.
Yo, love, bro.
Paranoid Radio.